I've lost the books. I don't know where they are. Friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sarah from Ink and Hue Colouring. I have a beautiful pile of books here in front of me. And these books contain my plans for June 2026. My colouring plans, my video plans. And we're going to go through them today. Let's have a look at the pages that I would like to colour, would like to film. Now, I haven't done one of these videos in quite a while. I put up a poll on Instagram and YouTube as well to see if you guys would be interested in me bringing back these videos. And you said yes. So here we are. So I've got my little bingo sheet here, which contains titles of all the favorite books that I'm going to be working on in 2026. All of the main ones. I went through and got a number picker just to pop them all out on the page for me. And as you can see, I've been crossing them off, and we'll go through some of these in my completed pages video. But I just wanted to show you that this is where I'm picking a lot of my pages from. I will be adding in some wildcards as well because, I do like to not only have a plan and have a loose plan, I do like to have room for spontaneity as well. So there's 120 on here. I will not be able to get this done for like another 18 months. So there's no pressure for me to get this done quickly or anything like that. It's just a little fun extra thing that I'm doing on the side. So all the books today have been chosen from here. There've been a couple that haven't because they were sent to me. So we'll go through those. These are in no particular order, by the way. I'll just colour them as I feel led. So first up, we have another illustration from Monica from Mariposart Design over on Instagram. I've already done, in May, I did a colour along for another image, and this is the second image here. So I've got like a bit of an idea with the colour palette for this. So with the other one, we went with a lot of warm colours. I'm thinking we could go some cool colours here. So we could do Distress Oxide or Distress Inks for the background potentially, and do some cooler colours as well. And because this is just a PDF, I could literally throw whatever medium I want at it. I did notice last time that this paper that I'm using, the wax-based pencils just, I don't know, they were like applying them to sandpaper and they just wore down really quickly on this paper. This is quill paper from Officeworks. It's 200 GSM, so it's quite thick, but yeah, I don't know if I will go out and buy it again. I will use it up, but yeah. Monica from Mariposart Design does hand draw all of these, and I will try to remember to leave details in the description of her Instagram page and of her website as well. So this will be a colour along coming up. And just as a quick note with all of these, I haven't really decided yet what will be real-time colour alongs and what will be silent colour alongs, or even like spotlight ones. So if you're not already aware, if this is your first time at my channel, I do 3 different types. So the silent one is where it's just sped up to music and it's, like a speed of 1.5 and it's just something relaxing to follow along to. I tend to do those if I feel like there's not anything hugely technical that, I think, oh yeah, look, it's pretty self-explanatory. And the real-time chatty ones where we go through the whole thing together, those are the ones where if there's a page that has like a really technical element, or if it's a page that has a method that I know a lot of you have been asking to be taught, then I can do it there. So we'll see how we go with those. It does depend on the time of the week as well. So yeah, all of these pages, I'm not quite sure yet what type of colour along they will be, but they will be up on the channel as full page colour alongs. The next book that we have is Flora and Fauna colouring book by Emma Peters from Stormseye Design. Emma kindly contacted me and asked if I wanted to try one of these books up on the channel, and of course, yes, 100% said yes. I've been really enjoying looking at her books on social media, etc. So I will do a full book flip through and review of this particular book. I'm just waiting for a couple of other things to arrive in the mail so that I can include all of those things together. I'll do kind of like a little bit of a haul video and we'll flip through. I've got a couple of books to flip through and some supplies to swatch and things like that. So the page that I have chosen is this cute little bee page, bee and flower pages. I was really drawn to the big flowers and the big leaves. You guys know that I really enjoy flowers and leaves, and we've got some really fun opportunities to make the bee really glittery and things like that. I'm not quite sure what mediums I'll use yet. I've just been kind of staring at it and thinking what color palette will work. One of the things I do get asked a lot is what methods I use for my color palettes, etc. I change it up all the time. Sometimes I plan it out, sometimes I look at reference photos, other times I just dive right in. It depends on how I'm feeling at the time. I don't necessarily want to rely on reference photos for everything because I am trying to just to train my brain to think of things and not need a prompt, if that makes sense. Not that there's anything wrong with prompts, there's certainly not, but just for me, I find I'm getting the most creative enjoyment out of just diving in. So we'll see how we go. These leaves will be fun to do with a bit of teal and a bit of green, I think. We could even change up the color palette for each of them, we'll see. It is single-sided, so I will be able to throw a fair bit of mediums at it and a fair bit of glitter as well. And even my Ohuhu markers might be good. The alcohol ones and also the glitter ones, because they bleed through as well. Yeah, so it was a bit of a toss-up between that one, this butterfly one. This could be fun too. The bug ones, I'm really liking these little square ones. There's a few of those in here, and there's a moth one here somewhere as well. Here we go. So either of these, but I'm like 90% sure it's going to be the flower ones. So that is Flora and Fauna coloring book by Emma Peters. Next up, we have Tales from City Among the Stars by Hanna Karlzon. Now I've chosen this because it is Junicorn in June and I want to color some unicorns. And I've had my eye on this page for a while, for a few months. And the page is these crazy flying unicorns right here. So I would like to tackle this one fairly early in the month. I'm looking at it and I really can't land on a medium to use. I really can't. Part of me originally was thinking, oh, color pencils will be fine, but there was a lot of cloud work and I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to really apply all the colored pencils to all of that surface area. It would take ages. And I think we could play around with some different effects. So maybe we could do Neocolor too, because I have been thinking of some pastels and some apricots as well. So something really summery with gold. Yeah, so like gold pastel, like a russet orange color potentially. And then, yeah, and then like for the rainbows, adding in some metallic colors as well. But I'll just see what I've got. Could have gone with Distress Ink, but I didn't want to mask up everything. So I think Neocolor 2 will be the way to go. If there's any pages this month that I'm going to do a real-time color along, I feel like it would be this one, where I could talk you through the Neocolor 2, because I know sometimes I get some questions about that. I do have a few Spotlight Neocolor 2 tutorials, however, this might be good as a refresher. So the Neocolor would just be for the sky and the clouds, and then could potentially do white horses or like a light pink, like a really light pink fading into white. I do want to have gold stars. I do want the accents to be gold. So yes, I think we'll go with Neocolor, but the other half of me is just thinking we'll just wing it. So yeah, I've got a color palette in mind, but we'll see how I'm feeling on the day. So that is from City Among the Stars. Also, I wanted to do these two pages as well, is because I really haven't done much in this book. I think I've only done one page in this book and I want to give it some love. And that was the other one that I did. This was done ages ago, but there's a lot in here that I'm really not too keen to color, like these steampunk little Star Warsy looking ones. I'm not really in the mood for it. This one I could probably do, but yeah, the rest of it I'm just not too keen. So I mean, that one would be fun, but I don't know, I'll never say never. Maybe I'll be in a mood to color, you know, maybe Space Timber might be good for this, but that one looks good too. So yeah, there are a few good looking ones, but maybe half of it I'm just a bit like, nah, I don't know, but that one would be good too. So, and I've tagged that one for some point. So yes, keen to get some more done in this book while there's opportunity. So that is City Among the Stars. Next up we have another Hanna book in Magical Dawn, which is actually my favorite of Hanna's books at this stage. What have I chosen? I've got a few tagged, but the main one that I wanted to do, I think, was this portrait over here. So number one, I really enjoy Hanna's circular designs. They're doable, and you can get them done a lot quicker, and sometimes it's really nice not to have like an 8-hour page or plus that you're getting done. It is a portrait, so, you know, we would be taking a little bit longer, but I think I'm seeing a lot of purple. So we could do purple flowers, and all the centers could be glitter gel pens, so we could do it really shimmery. So we have those purple. We could do some apricots potentially, I'm not quite sure. We'll see how we go, but yeah, I really enjoy Hanna's portraits, and I really like the way this is just shaped, like how the hair is coming down like this. I find it quite unique. So I have chosen this one for that reason. So, and I do like me a portrait as well. And I've also been enjoying experimenting with the hair. So for March, I did a video where I colored the hair a little bit differently, and I really enjoyed that. Previously, I had just been doing hair the same way, using the same technique, but just different colors. So I'm enjoying mixing it up and doing a lot of basing with watercolor and then going over the top with some colors. I do kind of see her hair as brown, but what we could do is have purple flowers, and her hair could have pink and purple in it with the brown. And then, are there leaves on here? No, it's all just flowers. So I'm gonna say we could add some green in. We could do like a muted green background, or even like, yeah, an apricot or something like that. We could get experimental with their skin tone as well. So that is Magical Dawn. And a caveat too, if I don't get to all of these pages, it doesn't matter. I've just picked about 9. So we've had 1 double page spread. There's a couple more that we've got coming up. So yeah, I'm really not going to be too fussed if I don't get all of these done. That is absolutely fine. So next up is Nightfall by Maria Trolle, and this is an untouched colouring book for me, and I've tagged a couple. So the first one that I've tagged is this one here. It's a portrait page. I really like just how all this is done. Again, it's another like a circular page. I'm just really vibing these at the minute, so I just tend to roll with whatever I'm enjoying at the time. This does look to be a very autumnal page, so I could mix it up with a lot of color. I did just recently do an autumnal page where it kind of went a bit rainbow, and I loved it. So I could approach that with a similar style. The other one that I was looking at was another circular page, and also is a little bit autumnal as well. Well, maybe it's more spring because we've got the butterfly. This butterfly wreath page here. So yeah, either of these. Let me know in the comments if you have one that you prefer, that you'd like to see, and I can prioritize that. Yeah, we could just go like a lot of bright colors. I'm really enjoying having quite an unlimited palette, if you will, at the moment. For example, rather than just keeping it to say 3 different types of, you know, like pinks, greens, and purples or something, I'm really liking chucking a whole heap in there. I'm finding that, yeah, I just get a whole lot more satisfaction out of having like a whole lot of color in there and playing around with different values of color and different chroma as well. And when I say chroma, I mean like your really intense colors, which is high chroma, and then your really muted colors, which is more gray, which is low chroma. I won't bore you with any more details. But yeah, so it'll either be this one or this one here. I'm slightly leaning towards this slightly, but we'll see how I'm feeling on the day. We'll just, yeah. As you know, I love plans, but I also love the flexibility of just going haywire and winging it at the same time. So I try and do a bit of both where I can. All right, Fragile World by Kerby Rosanes. This is one of our full book color alongs up on the channel, and I've chosen a double page spread, which is the cheetah. Is this a cheetah? What is this? 35. I should actually look these up before I start talking about them. The jaguar in the Amazon. Okay. I've been looking at this page for so long and it just never grabbed me. And then when I was flipping through for this month, I was like, oh, you know what? I really want to color that. So lots of teal water. I would definitely base this in Derwent Inktense and bring out some really vibrant colors, and then probably go in with like a acrylic paint pen for all these water lines and things like that. Yeah, I have seen this done a lot, so I kind of potentially want to do a bit of rethinking and think, how could I do this differently that isn't just like blue water, green lily pads, pink lilies, yellow jaguar, getting a bit fancy pants there. Yeah, so I'm going to try and think of a way to zhuzh it up a little bit that isn't too crazy. That's still, I'd like to keep it semi-realistic, but just play around with the colors a little bit so I can get something just different. So even I could add like teals in the lily pads, or we could add purples in the lily pads, something. I'll have to put my thinking cap on. So this is the second double page spread for this month. So we'll see if we get all the pages done. Again, if we don't, doesn't matter. I could just do a silent color along for this one. I think it might be fine. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. So that is for June from Fragile World. Next up, another untouched colouring book for myself is Spirit Animals by Hanna Karlzon. I've realised I've got a lot of Hannas. I've got 3 Hanna books this month, but we're going to roll with it while it's there. And I've picked this because, again, Junicorn, and I thought we might colour this one. I have seen this page done a whole lot, so it is a little bit difficult to try and get all of those colour palettes out of my mind and to go with something completely different. I am thinking of doing the background in Derwent Inktense. I don't know about the colours. I'll have to see what I've got. I have ordered some more open stock of the Inktense. We could go towards like a black, teal, blue galaxy, or we could lean towards purple. I'm not sure. Again, I'm trying to steer away from all the ones that I know that I'm seeing that are kind of like stuck in my brain. We could do something where it's just like full colourful, where it's got like all the colours in there. So I've got like, you know, yellows, pinks, purples, blues, teals, like that, like completely rainbow. We could do that. I have done that before, and like I was saying, I really enjoy those types of colour palettes where it's just got everything in there. You can make them look cohesive. Like I was saying, I'm getting the most satisfaction out of just putting a whole heap of colour in. We could do a white horse. I really like colouring pastel or white horses. We could do some really bright gold. And I think the edges will be gold as well. Probably just go at it with either the Pearl-X pigment or watercolour gold paint. So yes, that is Spirit Animals by Hanna Karlzon. Okay, next up we have Little Folk by Christine Karron. This is a book that I haven't touched for quite a few months, and I'm very excited to dive in. So I didn't choose this page. So fun fact, I'm part of a colouring group now for Christine Karron books specifically, hosted by Chantal at Moss and Paper. Chantal is a fellow Aussie over in Western Australia, and I came across the colouring group quite by accident. When I'm on Instagram, I usually don't scroll past the first, you know, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 colouring pages, because you just get ads. You just get like, oh, buy my course, do this, try this product. And I'm just like, no, I don't need that. I've already got too much chaos in my head. But for some reason, I was just scrolling that day, and I'd never seen Chantal's page before. And I saw her post about starting a colouring group for Christine Karron's books. So every month, Chantal chooses the page, either out of this book or Wondrous Folk or Wildflower Folk, and we colour it and then we post our pages in the group. So if you would like to join, it is an open group. You just need to message Chantal on Instagram and she'll add you to the group. I will leave her details below in this video description. She also has YouTube as well and does live streams. So I thought this would be a fantastic way just to get more Christine Karron work done. She is one of my very, very, very top artists. I would say Leila, Duly and Christine Karron are probably my top 2 at the minute. And so Chantal has chosen for the month of June, Whimsy Fairy, is it Celise? I'm not quite sure, but the Whimsical Fairy. We're going quite whimsical for June. So we're going to colour this one. This will be up on the channel as a colour along. I am thinking, again, just lots of different colours for this. Definitely, I'd be interested in doing like a blue teal sky. I think this will be in the daytime. I don't think I'll do it as like a nighttime thing. Yeah, again, one of those ones where it's like, do I research it? Do I just go in and use the old brain? Yeah, I mean, look, when I say that I research things, it's Sometimes I'll just research one element. For example, I might just research some fairy wings and then everything else stems from there. Sometimes I have trouble and I need to look like for a whole page palette. However, again, just because there is so much, there is so much on Pinterest and a lot of it is AI. There are so many possibilities that we could do and it drives me a little bit bonkers just processing all of that information. So sometimes I need to just take a complete step back and go, you know what? No. And so lately I've really just been, like I was saying, enjoying just winging a whole lot of stuff. So very excited for this one. And like I said before, Chantal has chosen the page for the group. I'm very excited about that because I pick pages all the time and you got to decide what videos to make and blah, 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 all of that. It's really nice to have the page chosen for me. This is probably not a page that I would otherwise pick in Christine Karron's books. I usually like ones with like bigger subjects. For example, this one here, Scratchy Sweater, which is one that I definitely will colour in winter. So it's almost winter for us. When this video is released, winter will be tomorrow. So I would like to colour this in the next 3 months. I like this so much because she reminds me of me as a kid with my school jumpers. They were really itchy as well, like this, and just her facial expression and like that, so itchy. I love it. So I will get this one done. So usually I would colour bigger ones like this. I don't usually lean towards smaller, more detailed images as such. A lot of this one has the bigger faces, but yeah, so I have done a couple. I think even the last two that I've done in here were kind of smaller ones. See, like that's, yeah, she's kind of smaller there. That's not a color along, just so you know. Same with this one, that's not. I just did that. I think I did that when I had my break. Yeah, so we will be doing the Whimsy Fairy Celise. Again, names. So excited about that. So again, if you'd like to join the group, all the details are below. Alrighty, last and not least, we have Floribunda Year by Leila Duly. This is another full book color along up on the channel. I've tabbed heaps. So what I usually do with Leila's stuff, because I like so much of it, I usually leave this towards the end of the month and I see how much time I've got left, and that kind of helps me decide whether it's going to be a massive page or if it's going to be like a tiny ones. So I think, so a couple of options that we have had is this one. This has been requested as like a full page real-time color along tutorial, which we will do. However, I do have quite a few double page spreads already for this month. I don't know if I'll get time. We'll see. If I do, 100% will do it. So this is one of the options. What else? Second this was another option, but same thing. This is, like you could argue that it's single, because if you add that down here, you could argue that it's single. So we could look at this one. There is a fair amount of detail in here, so it'll depend on how detail oriented I'm feeling. Yeah, it depends on what I've colored. The other one could be this one too, that we could do, which again is very detailed. So out of those three, we will see. Yeah, the other ones that I am interested in doing are these like huge, big single page spreads where the elements are massive. But maybe we could look at some of those in July, potentially. I'm not really going by month either. So I just released a color along that is for a page in September. So I have no idea where it is. It's somewhere. There it is. Yeah. You'll see that in my completed pages video coming up. There are so many options, and this is one of the books that I just stare at for ages going, which one do I want to do? Because there's so many that I want to do. Hence why it's a full book color along on the channel. So that is Leila Duly. So some other videos that I want to do if we have time is I've got my 250th video approaching. I think that's probably going to end up being in July. I thought I was like 13 videos away, but I think I'm like 20 by now. My maths, you know. I don't think I'll get 20 videos done in June. That's just not going to happen. The other videos that I do want to do is my mixed pencils video. I did do a series on using mixed pencils, and I did about a half an hour intro where I explained the whole thing. But I have had a whole heap of people ask about that as well, and they want to see the setup and see my whole colouring space set up. So I'm going to do a bit of an organisational video, and then I'll just like redo and re-explain all of the reasons why I mix my pencils and store them in cups and things like that, because yeah, not everyone watches the colour alongs, which is fine. Yeah, you don't have to. I'm just waiting until I'm in the right frame of mind to do that video. I tend to, like I've been saying, I plan, but I need to be very spontaneous with it as well, because that's what keeps me from burning out too, is I just need to do what I love. And make sure that I'm in the mood for it, and not like force myself to like do things that I think should be done, but I'm really not, you know, keen to do. So I'm getting closer to it. I'm almost getting to the point where I'm ready to film it. So it should be for June. I will have another, like I was saying, with the Emma Peters Stormseye design. We will do a flip through of that, and I do have Anamorphia finally. That took like 3 months to get here. So we'll do a quick flip through of that. I've got some other little supplies that we'll go through. So other than that, that's all my plans. So guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's planning video. Again, haven't done one of these in ages. So yeah, looking forward to having a very fun, colourful month in June, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.